Back here with Emory Hunt. Let's welcome in former Titans GM Rand Carthon. Both of you guys played the running back position at a high level. You've seen TreVeyon Henderson over the last 2 weeks, back-to-back games now with multiple touchdowns, 3 in this one. What are you seeing in his progress? Because early on in the season, it was the fact that he was struggling to run block, pass block, and he was having issues in that department. And now he's getting on the field because Ramondre Stevenson is out. He's making most of his opportunities here in back-to-back weeks.
It's called running back, not pass blocking
Yes.
back. So I'm glad they got him running the football and giving him the ball. That's all that has changed. He is now getting the opportunity to tote the rock. And when you have that level of explosiveness, like I've said all the time, when you're Jahmyr Gibbs, when you're Bijan Robinson, even if you're not handing them the football, you want them out there on the field because their presence alone changes how you defend them. It changes everything on the defensive side, and it opens up everything else offensively. And when you do give these guys the ball, they are always able to perhaps hit the home run. So you're always one carry away or one touch away from this guy making a house call. We saw him touch Pater 3 times tonight.
Yeah, for me, it's a couple of things, right? So a lot of for young running backs, and Emory knows this, it's about allowing them to build confidence. And we're talking about a guy that's coming into a new offense, a pro-style offense under Josh McDaniels, and he was just going to need some time to get comfortable, to be able to eliminate the thinking from running. And so now we're starting to see that explosiveness. And for as great as this Patriots offense has been all season and as efficient as it's been, it lacks speed. It lacks that home run threat. And that is exactly where TreVeyon Henderson enters the picture and what we've seen over these last couple of weeks, his ability to hit the home run.
Well, that's what he did so well at Ohio State, right? I mean, it was him and Quinshon Judkins, and it was TreVeyon Henderson, the home run hitter, Judkins in short yardage situations, and we've seen Judkins break off a few here in his rookie season as well. But now that you see TreVeyon Henderson getting the opportunities and learning this offense, this tells you that this is a guy they can lean on, that they can be a force here in this division and going down the road here if they want to really be a contender in the AFC.
And with pass protection, and to be completely fair and honest, it is all about who you block, knowing who to block, and then you just getting away for a couple of seconds, right? So a lot of times the backs come in, this is, paralysis by analysis because they have so much information and not knowing who to block, and therefore they're getting over to help late or they're just missing it completely. But once he understands the blocking assignments and knowing who to block, he'll get himself in the way of that particular rusher. And we saw him at Ohio State. That was one of the best things about his game, his pass pro.
Yeah.
And so that's why I know once he got to the league and they said he was struggling there, well, it's just about trying to figure out who to block. But once he figured that out, now we're starting to see him, like Rand talked about, get trusted to, be out there more, get more carries. And once you give it back a chance to get into that RB groove, great things tend to happen.
Well, speaking of blocking, and Rand, this was a guy that you looked at a lot during the draft process and during the mock draft season. And then you saw the Patriots take Will Campbell, the rookie out of LSU. And Will Campbell, the big knock on him was his arms were too short. It doesn't look like his arms were too short playing at this level. He was excellent once again, and he was going up against Will McDonald, who was just off of injury, coming back. Like this is impressive. What are you seeing here from Will Campbell?
No, he's another guy that's settling in, and the lack of arm length is going to always be an issue for us on the outside, right? All Will Campbell has ever done is block all the rushers that we laud at this point in the SEC. He's blocked all of them, and all those guys are pros with those 32, 31-inch arms, whatever they are. But if you can remember, one of the great left tackles in Patriots history, who I believe is in their Hall of Fame, is Matt Light, another guy who has short arms. So it's all that becomes about your technique, your fundamentals, and Will Campbell has plenty of that. So he had another good night tonight.
He was able to keep Will McDonald, had 4 sacks last week. I mean, he was able to protect the quarterback. What does that mean for your, not only for your run game, but for your passing game? And that really wasn't on display on this night, but it was able to open holes for TreVeyon Henderson.
Well, when you're able to run weak side, that's a testament to how good your left tackle is. We've seen teams going back to Walter Jones, who, guys that are able to really open up holes on the left side in the run game allows you to really expand your playbook. And now the entire field is open offensively, just not predominantly a right-handed team. And for me, when you look at Will Campbell, it's always about, okay, yes, he has short arms, but is it a detriment to him having success out there on the field? And it wasn't on tape at LSU. which to me, last time I checked, is a Power 4 program in a SEC.
It is.
So they play a lot of big time schools, I suppose. I'm not.
They have a lawsuit on their hands though at the time right now with Brian Kelly.
Yeah, they'll figure that out. But he balled out there.
Yep.
And he's doing exactly what he did in college here. So I like that they were able to attack the draft and get guys that can step in right away. And it has also accelerated the growth and development of Drake Maye.
Well, speaking of development, unfortunately for Justin Fields, it's sort of gone backwards, Rand. I mean, look, we saw him lead them on an opening drive touchdown, their first opening drive touchdown of the season, 14 plays, 72-yard drive, took him 8 minutes. Justin Fields runs in the end zone. You're thinking, okay, where's this been? And then throughout the game, you see missed catches, you see drops, you see mistakes, and this is why the Jets are where they are right now.
Yeah, and you hit it, right out the gate. 14 plays, 14-play drive, like you said, chewed up 8 minutes on the clock. But mind you, of those 14 plays, 11 were runs and 3 were passes, and one of those passes was made by a wide receiver to Justin Fields. So here's where I am on the New York Jets offense. And as I was watching it, I'm kind of taking notes and on paper and mental notes. This is just a really bad offense, and this is a really bad offensive structure. It just feels like a single wing T type offense. There's not much options for him in the passing game. A lot of times you saw him checking down to the tight ends underneath, and they very rarely threw the ball downfield. And when they did, there were miscues downfield. So I don't know to the point of what we expect Justin Fields to do with the way this offense has been called and how stagnant this offense has been all season. And so it was just another poor performance out of this New York Jets offense tonight.
You think they should have went to Tyrod Taylor? Because we waited for a while to hear what Aaron Glenn was going to do at quarterback.
I don't think that would have made a difference.
Okay.
And to Rand's point, I agree wholeheartedly because we know what the identity is for the Jets offense. They want to run the football. They want to be physical. But they don't have the offense to do that.
Right.
So their identity is not matched up with how they are calling these plays. And so it looks out of sync, out of whack. And I love when we're watching the game and they show the replay and you see the end zone shot of what the quarterback is actually looking at. And on one particular play, he has 3 dudes running hook routes looking right at him. Like somebody break camping and do something but that's just a bad play design from Jump Street. And we've also seen how bad plays tend to be contagious. You go from drop passes to blown assignments to a fumble snap by Justin Fields to lead to 3 points. And then you also see, drops and penalties. And so just everything just was a snowball downhill for the Jets here offensively. And that's something that's just going to have to get, I don't know what is the singular issue for this Jets offense, because we talked about this in the pregame, Hakeem. Justin Fields didn't forget how to play football, but to throw for less than 200 yards, in some cases 50 yards in the game, he's never shown that at any level of play. High school, Georgia, Ohio State, Chicago, Pittsburgh, this is something completely different. So either he has the yips, yes, he has to improve, but something is clearly wrong here.
Yeah, something that we're going to have to figure out. I mean, look, I don't know what the answer is for Justin Fields. I don't know if it's just he flames out. Is there a situation where you go, hey, make a position change?
Well,
what could happen for him?
But here's the thing with Justin Fields. We didn't know he could run like this until he got to the NFL because all he did at Ohio State was throw vertical down the field.
We saw him run a lot at Georgia, though.
But yeah, and they had him as punt protector, too.
Yep.
So, but at Ohio State, we saw the Justin Fields that they drafted. And we didn't see him turn into this running quarterback, quote unquote, until Chicago, until the NFL. So there's something there, but I don't know what is. I do feel like he has the yips right now as a passer.
Yeah, well, I mean, the simple thing is the guys in the NFL are better than the guys in college. I mean, that's the simple thing, and he's just not been able to rise to the occasion. The Patriots have risen to the occasion. They have now won 8 straight games in a season without Tom Brady for the first time in franchise history. After back-to-back 13-loss season, the Patriots are 9-2 in Mike Vrabel's first season as head coach. Rand, this is incredible to see what Mike Vrabel's done in year 1.
Yeah, Mike is he's one of the best coaches in the National Football League, point blank period. There's, he likes to call it, just going hard in the paint, and that's what he does. And you look at this football team just in terms of how they're coached, how situationally aware they are. You can always see that these guys are in tune as to what's going on throughout the game. And let's not be fooled. We're getting a MVP level type performance from Drake Maye, but this team isn't overly talented. If you go down and you look at the individual pieces of this team, they aren't overly talented. You can look at their receiving core, and we can say Stephon Diggs because of what he's done in the past. But who at that receiving core is going to scare a secondary that's going to keep them up at night? There's no one. And so for me, it all comes down to the coaching, and that's Mike Vrabel, that's Zach Kerr on the defensive side of the ball, that's Josh McDaniels, and them as a coaching staff, they have done a hell of a job.
8 wins in a row for the New England Patriots, 9-2, their first winning season since 2021, their last playoff appearance. More wins this season, 9, than their previous 2 combined. As you take a look at the AFC playoff picture, Patriots right there, right now, with the number 1 seed. Broncos are also hot. They've won 7 in a row.
Why y'all got the Bengals in the picture?
Because it's just a technicality. Even though they shouldn't be there, it's just you put a 4th team there. It's just to, it's just to kind of balance things out on the graphic.
But
okay?
Boise State there more so than the Bengals.
I mean, look, Joe Burrow could come back, right? Make a little run. Like, don't count him out yet. Don't count him out yet. Patriots atop the AFC East, atop the AFC overall.